Namaskar and welcome, beautiful parents, children, teachers, and our dear grandparents. Welcome again. So, let's have a little session of understanding, exchanging views. I'm getting a lot of feedback from you, but I need more. Give me more feedback. Give me your reflection, what you're doing. Today, if you read the Times of India and other newspapers, and they're all thinking about almost 1 year has gone and the children have not attended school, and children will come back with a lot of writing problem, and they will come down with a lot of reading problem, and they will come back with a lot of understanding problem. You know what they asked us? And each one of our teachers, the coordinators, the head, they say we do not agree with our boys and girls. Our girls and boys and our parents are far more active, intensely involved, and where everybody is itching to start. And perchance if somebody does have a little bit of issues, so what? It's a learning journey, isn't it? It's a learning journey, and in which what? We're learning all the time. As long as we live, so long we keep on learning. So we don't have any issues. In fact, we are giving our comments to the newspapers. Let us see how do they find. But most schools are talking about our children have writing problem, reading problem. I don't find you all are. And this is what I wish to bring about again and again. You all are very special. And actually all human children are very special. And people like us, why do I keep saying I'm jealous of you? Because we didn't get this opportunity to what? Firstly, the ambience, the learning ambience. And the second, we didn't know that power was inside of us. And most of you are writing today, talking to me, that within me now, for the rest of my life, is the entire power is within me. It's not in a great country, it's not in a great college or a school or a university. Yes, they all are important as the yardstick to go along. But the most important is the power within me. If you look carefully about this universe, what is it? You and me. Look at it. What is it? I, me, and myself. I'm always looking at me and myself. And then, whether it's my mother, my father, my husband, my wife, my children, my parent, or grandparents, or what? This computer, this mobile, this house, this bank account, this hotel, the restaurant, this place with a beautiful mountain and a beautiful glacier and a beautiful ocean is what? They all are objects, and I, me, myself is subject. So what is the relationship of this world, the universe? Is subject and object. And in this subject and object, what has happened? We all are racing right from the Western world, and today all of us too are going out first to do more and more research to find out about the objects outside. And we are doing it. And Vivekananda in 1896 did a beautiful talk on this line in New York in the United States. And he talked about the same issue, and I'm coming down with what he had spoken about, a bit of it. It's a fantastic learning. He spoke about that we all look at this beautiful mountain and the beautiful desert and the ocean, and everywhere there is human being, everywhere we are having, whether it is snow-clad, absolutely Eskimo land, or, by the way, do you know what does Eskimo mean? You would be surprised. If you come across an Eskimo, don't call them an Eskimo anymore, because they don't like it. I came to realize it about 10-12 years ago. and I have some Eskimo friends. You know what does it mean? Eskimo means in their language, eater of raw fish. And they are not eater of raw fish anymore. Those days they used to be. So now they call themselves, it's just by the way, Inuit. Inuit is their name. So, and now, whatever be that land, whatever be that ocean, we are always going out to discovery of places, of mountains and lakes and beautiful, restaurants and city places and shopping malls and all out there. In this journey, especially now you guys are discovering, and I'm hearing from your friends, you, that now I know the power is within me and all I have to do is hold on to the truth and take up the journey. But this truth, what we are talking about, I notice your parent, by the way, children, students, they keep telling me, and I'm surprised. Everybody else, they tell lies, but you all don't. And that's why we are empowered. Hold on to that truth. Remember Ashoka Stamba? Says what? There is Ashoka Stamba. Satyameva Jayate. Truth shall always win. But this truth, until or unless you taste it yourself, establish it within you, and exercise the option that I wish to stick to the truth. It's not easy, but it's not difficult either. It's just a way of life. Like, if you're a boy and you have to act like a girl, you have to make some special effort. If you're a girl and you have to act like a boy, maybe you have to make some special effort. If I'm a human being and I have to act like a donkey, I have to make some special effort. But tell me something, if I'm a human being, do I have to make special effort to be and express the human excellence? No. Why are we not doing it? Majority of the people don't do it. And you see corruptions, hatred, anger, jealousy. These are non-human-like qualities. Human-like qualities are love, compassion, truth, purity, academic honesty, care for other people, principle. I cannot jump. I will not waste. I will take care of my nature, my parent, my grandparent, my brothers, sisters, my neighbors, the poor people, the animal, the plant, and make corrections as we go along everywhere. That happens more and more as we are experiencing today when you establish and taste that truth which is within. Something happens. Now, Vivekananda talked about this in Involution and Evolution. Many of you may have read it. Maybe you have not. You know the Mount Everest? The latest measurement was 29,343 feet or something like that. Keeps changing, but it is still the tallest mountain in the world, the highest mountain. Do you know that this Mount Everest was under the ocean millions of years back? And they found sea fossil on that ocean. So Vivekananda, this involution, is actually saying that today's tallest mountain, million years down the line, will get back to that under the ocean. Maybe in a desert, the glaciers pounding, the rainwaters coming in, and the wind, it will get into rocks, will come into dust. And those sand and the dust, and because of the water pressure and their own pressure, they will become rocks and rocks and rocks and become again Mount Everest somewhere else. It's just metaphorically speaking. Involution means that easy to understand. One more thing, I have spoken about it earlier. The water cycle. Notice the water from the ocean, the river, the ponds, they get evaporated, they go up, and they form clouds, and they become rain-bearing cloud, and they fall down, and again they get evaporated. Somewhere they get frozen into ice, somewhere they sucked into the desert. But look at it, the scientists tell us today that whatever the water content was there at the beginning of the earth, today it is the same water content. There is no difference. You and I keep hearing, the water is vanishing, we have water problem. No, mismanagement of water is another issue. Wastage of water, children, is another issue. But the content of water, the quantum of water is the same. I met somebody day before yesterday, a brilliant gentleman. He's an advisor to Narendra Modi's Board of Advisors. A brilliant mind. And he spoke about it. Amazed me two things I'm just sharing with you. He said, this India today, dollar value is something like about 73 rupees. And what do you all and I feel? We feel, India has got devaluated and becoming poorer and poorer. He said, no, it is not so. $1 value of America has remained $1 value or somewhere around there. But $1 in India in 1947 is to be 1 rupee. Did you all know that? Yeah. And you'll be amazed. I have seen it. That was 19... when? Will be about 60s. It was $1 was 3 rupees, 4 rupees. 1981, it started to increase to 12 rupees, 13 rupees, 1981. And we started thinking, my God, dollar is becoming so expensive. And what did we keep feeling? India is becoming poorer because I have to pay more rupee to buy that dollar. It is not. This brilliant mind, his name is also brilliant, Raj Kumar. You know what he said? He said, sir, very kind of him to call me sir. He said, sir, just think. What you have to buy today in India is Indian, that same 1 square foot or that one property, it becomes 73 rupees. Meaning it is 73 times more expensive. In other words, richer than America. If they come on, gosh, everybody thinks it's just the opposite way, no? No, it is so. And look at the money. Look at the poor people. You go to Phoenix Mall. I was noticing the other day, one gentleman, very simple looking, wearing jeans and shirt, very simple looking, and doing a selfie with his wife and a little baby. I don't think he will be anything more than maybe auto rickshaw guy. And he's posing in Phoenix Mall and they're earning all 15 to 30,000 rupees is quite common. So India is shooting ahead with people, with resources, with richness and the wealth. It is not so that we are not. So look at it that way. This COVID-19, everybody is claiming. I am saying it has been wonderful. A lot of difficulty for all of us. Don't look at that part of it. Look at another angle. And this is Vivekananda talking about involution. I'm talking about, look at the family time you and I had. Look at the bonding with mom, dad and the children we had and the parent and the grandparent. Look at the friendship that we had. We were all locked up into one society or one group of bungalows or one big society. We learned to be friendly, tolerate, smile, exchange of various things. We took precautions, we took care. Look at the learning potential. Each one of our students have picked up something else. What tremendous blogs are coming up, what tremendous caring. One champion sent to me with a Lego, instead of playing around, what he did, he created an artificial limb. And the orthopedic doctor said it's a wonderful design. Maybe somebody should try it out into the actual factory. What discoveries he did. Some people read great spiritual textbooks, Quran and Bible and Bhagavad Gita and Guru Granth Sahib, children with their parent. Otherwise, we have no time. Mommy is busy, daddy is busy, everybody is running to the offices and coming back. Even if mommy is at home, there is so much of work, no time to breathe, isn't it? And children busy in the school and coming back and preparing for projects and things like that, even in our school. Always so busy. So involutions, other than the water example, Mount Everest, a seed, a tiny seed, 330 feet tall redwood oak tree. You know, the seed of the tallest tree in the world, in Californian redwood oak tree, 330 is the tallest. Best known to me as per the book of records. It comes from a seed which is so small you cannot see with your eye. You need a magnifying glass to see it. Can you think one tiny seed has got the entire programming of becoming the giant tree? The giant tree dies tomorrow, 200, 300, 400 years from today. But the millions of seeds are already there to come about. You've heard about warming of the earth. Earth is warming. And people, animals, birds, they're all tending to go to a cooler and cooler area. And somebody told me, you know what? Plants are also moving. I said, how? Plants are moving? How? They said, yes. It's moving because of the seeds. The seeds are moving. And those plants over in this region, you will find some of them are in the colder region. They're adjusting very well and growing also. Plants are also traveling. And what Vivekananda said, involution, is there is always a generation from the tallest of the thing. You remember? Chicken or the egg. Tiny egg makes a chicken. Chicken dies, but the eggs are there. Egg will produce again more chicken. So it is always coming back to the seed. And seed is going back. The creation is what? Manifestation is creation. The tree is the creation. And the cause is the seed. The cause to manifestation is the creation. And manifestation to the seed is destruction. This universe got created. Where was it before? Now, if you look at Darwinian theory, most of you have read it. Parents will tell you, those of the younger one, that notice the evolution, fittest to the survival. So the waterborne bodies started to become amphibian, like frogs and all. And the tortoises, they could live in this land and on the ground, crocodiles and all. And slowly some of them adjusted in the land. Some of them become birds. And adjustment, and kept on changing with the changing of the season and the time and the hostility or comfort zones. So what involution means, there is always a seed. This universe, they say, will collapse into a tiny seed form billions of years ago. Not to worry for you and me. It's just for good knowledge, information, learning. Today's world is talking about that the gravitational force is not enough, like a black hole, not enough to bring down the whole universe into a seed. So what is it doing? It's talking about another theory called expansion. The universe is going away and away and away into infinite length. So they are saying, may take another million years, wonderful reading and understanding and learning. And this is beautiful book called Till the End of Time. It's talking about that these stars and planets are going to go away and away and away. Maybe solar system will stay, but entire universe will expand. And he said, you don't be surprised that you will suddenly find there are no stars in the sky, because stars are there, but they've gone so far away their lights do not reach the earth. Fantastic understanding. Now today I want you to talk about, along with that truth, the purity, that power of the inside which is within us is enormous. And you know, that is that same power, you've heard about it before, is that which you're using to listen to me, to learn, to study, to eat, to have fun, to go to a picture hall, or to go to Phoenix Mall or a mall and abroad, or go for a skiing or playing cricket or football. Everything you do it because of that one power. If you're unconscious, you can't use it. If you're in coma, you can't use it. If I am in deep sleep, I cannot use it. What is that power? It's called the consciousness. So getting connected to that consciousness, which in turn is so powerful, which has created this universe, or rather created is the wrong word, correct word is it has appeared. What does that mean? Let's say a clay pot. Clay pot, two words. So when I say this jar and this computer, there are two objects, two names. So this is one thing, this is another thing. I talk about a pen and I talk about my hand. Two objects, they're two different. Pen is different, hand is different. So when I say clay and pot, you say they're two different. Is it? Now think, Vedanta saying it is not. Look at the gold and the ornament. You got bangles, you got necklace, you got rings. Three objects, bangle, ring, necklace. And you say they are made of gold. So child who doesn't understand, never seen, they will think that ring, bangle, necklace and gold, another object. No. Similarly, this consciousness is not another. It's the same thing which you and I are using, which has made us. So gold is in the bangle, inside the ring, inside the necklace. If I melt it, it will come back to that same gold. I can reshape it, a ring into necklace, or a necklace into a bangle, isn't it? The same thing is talking about it is called appearance. Now the clay in the pot, it was a lump of clay, but notice, involution, the pot was inside the clay. Think, isn't it? A potter took a pot of wheat and put the right mixture of the clay with the water and all that and make that clay pot. Now, where was the pot? Involution of Vivekananda's theory. It was inside the clay. It was hidden, like the seed and the universe. It's a good information for you to understand, talk among each other. The ring was inside the gold. Ring came out of the gold. The necklace came out of the gold. And it goes back into the gold. Isn't it? Now, you say, okay, what am I holding in my hand? I ask you. You say, clay pot. I said, okay, there are two words. He said, okay, you are holding the pot. I say, really? Where is the clay in the pot? You say, you are very intelligent, smart. You say everywhere. Outside there is clay, inside there is clay, side there is clay, at the bottom there is clay, on top there is clay. I said, then it is the clay and clay all along. Where is the pot? You said you are holding it. I said, what if I say I am holding only clay? The pot will vanish and pot can get back into the clay. What is it? The difference. Pot is only a name, it's a function, it's a usage. In Sanskrit, Nama, Rupa, Vabhara. Shankaracharya 1400 years ago brought it to the world. How does it relate to you and me? How does it relate to the truth? How does it relate to you become a brilliant scholar or a wonderful, the richest guy in the world? How? It's all there in the clay for the pot. It's there all in the gold to be a necklace or a bangle. It's there all inside of you at the consciousness. All you have to do, exercise that. It becomes very simple and easy when you hold on to that truth. You have to experience it. I wish, dear parent, grandparent, children, somebody had taught me. We were told in our childhood, again you're telling lies, one fatka. We are saying no, we have to taste it. Taste it by establishing the truth within. And you will see something will start to happen. That seed from inside, which is there inside of us, that giant of a personality, of a name and a fame, is right inside the consciousness, which is within me. And within everywhere. You're also conscious. The plant is also conscious. My daddy, mommy is conscious. That animal is conscious everywhere. Expression of that divinity is education, as Vivekananda is saying. What is Vivekananda's explanation? Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in you. In you, as student, as man, as a woman. Education, let me repeat that. Education is the perfection, is the manifestation of the perfection. I made a mistake. Education is the manifestation of that perfection which is already in you. Notice, he didn't say education is learning and understanding of that perfection. No. A seed has to become a tree. It's called manifestation of the seed to the tree. A golden lump of gold is good for nothing. When it becomes a bangle, usage comes. Isn't it? A clay, I cannot store water or milk in it, or cook rice in it, or dal in it. I can make a pot, or make a plate, and put food and fruits in it. Usage, it comes in. So what is the use for all this? It is that experience which comes. But you are experiencing object as I, me and myself. But that object is dependent on the subject. If I am not experiencing it, it is of no use. If I am unconscious or if I am in coma, worse, if I am dead, the world is not there for me. If I am in coma, I can't experience the world. If I am deep sleep, I cannot experience the world. I don't know who all are there. So for me to experience the world, I need to be conscious. For me to be perfect and bring out that excellent quality which is within me, like a seed, waiting to be germinate, is within me. How do we trigger it? With perfection, with good work, with kindness, with love, with care for other people. Other people can be a king. Doesn't always have to be a beggar. It can be somebody who needs your company. Grandma, say, come beta, sit down with me, tell me a story. Or you go to a grandma and hear a story from her. I used to love to hear stories from my grandma. So where is the whole secret? Today's session we shall wind up with the saying, the secret lies of success in you. Namaskar. Don't worry about financial problems. Don't worry about COVID-19 problem. The healing, the property. Yes, go ahead and take all the precautions. But it is within you, on your frame of mind. But the mind is dependent onto same consciousness. This is the mind, but dependent onto the same consciousness. These are the senses, this is the body, but depends on the consciousness. We shall talk later more. Okay? Namaskar, I love you all. Waiting to meet you